Hi, I'm Chihab El Khachab. I'm an associate professor in visual anthropology at the School of Anthropology and Museum Ethnography in Oxford, and I'm also the course director in the MSc and MPhil program in visual material and museum anthropology. The MSc and MPhil degrees in visual material and museum anthropology are covering these three core areas in anthropology that are not typically covered by mainstream anthropology degrees. One of them is visual anthropology, which is really about the use of film and photography in order to study other societies, but also the study of how to make film and photography yourself. And we have material anthropology, which is about the relationship between people and things. It's about the trajectories of objects circulating across the world. It's about commodities. And the final component in our degree is about museum anthropology, of course, given our historical association with the Pitt Rivers Museum, where we're really trying to think carefully about museum collections, museum exhibits, display, but also politics of repatriation, and also really involved in contemporary debates around decolonization of the museum. So all of these components together are kind of equally weighted within our degree overall. So the structure of our teaching program is divided into, I would say, four main components. The core component is our lecture series in visual material and museum anthropology, where we cover the wide literature surrounding the different components in the degree. So that's one core component. The second core component are our VMMA classes, where we every week get to watch a film and discuss it together as a VMMA cohort. These classes are really meant to get students involved in the literature reading, but also trying to apply some of what they're reading to watching films and thinking about film more generally in society. The third core component in our course, is research methods, which is every Thursday we have a set of practical exercises where we cover one or another visual material or museum way of studying societies. So in some cases we explore how to use photography anthropologically, we explore how to use film anthropologically, but we also talk about issues such as curation or such as walking as a method of anthropological investigation. So these more practical sessions are really meant to apply in more detail some of the more theoretical issues that we cover throughout the course. And the final component in our teaching program is the tutorial, which is a very kind of Oxford tradition, which is basically an essay that is written every 2 weeks by our students, and then we sit around with a supervisor and possibly other students to discuss in more depth some of the core issues in visual material museum anthropology. What we're looking for in students above all is really an interest in studying the combination of these three subjects together. So of course, a lot of our students come in having more of an interest, let's say, in film and photography, or more of an interest in the museum, or more of an interest in material analysis, and they may do some of their dissertation work, for example, on one of these specific areas. But all of our students, without exception, are really interested in how to combine these different areas together through their work. And so one of the key things we're looking for when a student applies to our program, whether it's the MSc or the MPhil, is really how are you going to combine visual material and museum anthropology together? Why are you interested in that specific combination of things? One of the greatest unique points about Oxford is the Pitt Rivers Museum, of course, which is a very old ethnographic museum, a museum with a long kind of colonial history, and this is something that we discuss and critique in depth in our program. But also a museum that is reckoning with this colonial history and thinking about issues like decolonization, collections, etc. And being a program that is taught from the museum on a regular basis is definitely one of the biggest unique points of this program, in a sense, is that we are in the museum space, often thinking about the museum space and not just thinking about it academically, as it were. Another unique point about Oxford is that we have a regular Pitt Rivers Museum Visual Material Museum Anthropology seminar where we invite external speakers to speak every week about ongoing current issues and debates in visual material and museum anthropology. And that's a great forum for engagement with the most cutting-edge ideas in those disciplines. And that seminar happens every Friday at 12 o'clock in the Pitt Rivers. And if you're ever in Oxford, you're very welcome to join because it's also open to the public. These are some of the key resources that our degree can offer. In addition to, we have some camera equipment that people can use to do their visual methods. We also have a School of Anthropology video library and DVD library. We have all sorts of resources that really make this degree more than just about reading and writing essays. It's really trying to engage with the full remit of what visual material and museum anthropology can do. And that's a great chance that people have by coming to study in Oxford.